Welcome to another sim racing rig review here on Inside Sim Racing. I'm Darren Ganji, and today we have the open wheeler Cockpit, and this company is based out of the UK. This rig the base unit goes for 350 British pounds shipped, and also ships to the US and Canada and just about everywhere in the world for about $570 without the shifter mount. If you want to add the shifter mount, add about another $42, which puts it at about $625 shipped here in the US. The rig arrived via DHL and weighed in at 30 kilograms, came in one box, had a hole in the box, but due to the way Open Wheeler packaged it, there wasn't a scratch on the rig. I definitely don't blame Open Wheeler for that damage, gotta blame DHL for it. Comes with an assembly toolkit including 2 wrenches and 2 hex wrenches, and of course all the hardware to put it together. Also included is 6 M6 bolts and washers to attach a G25 or G27 to. Also came with some long strips of high quality Velcro. Comes with 5 knobs with rubber coating on it, and as far as I'm concerned, these are the best knobs that we've received with a rig. Because of that rubber coating, you can really cinch them down. Most of the rig's made of powder coated steel except for the main shaft that's not powder coated, and it's best that it's not because the knobs will eventually scratch it. The materials are high quality and so is the craftsmanship and finish. Instructions weren't included to assemble the rig, but it's pretty basic, and then there's a video at their site that says it's a 3-step deal, but the only thing that wasn't assembled was the wheel deck, and we just needed to put this bolt through the deck plate and tighten it with the supplied wrench. It's also good for tilt adjustment of the wheel. You may have noticed that the open wheeler is a design that's very similar to the play seat and pretty much identical to the Game Racer rig we reviewed about 2 years ago. The main difference between this and the Game Racer is the adjustable seat, which really helps you get your position dialed in and away from that center post. The rig was built for a G25 or G27 or any Logitech wheel for that matter, but it is adaptable to Fanatic and Thrustmasters. Matter of fact, Open Wheeler has a video at their site with the T500 attached to it, and it's a big wheel for this rig, and I gotta say that I got a feeling that pedal plate may be a little too raked and may have too much flex for those heavy pedals with the T500, or Club Sports for that matter. Next up, comfort. This seat's very comfortable and supposedly is made for a car. Lots of adjustability with the tilt. Also, like I mentioned, has the rails so you can slide it back and forth. So for myself, Tommy, and Sean, it made for a very adjustable rig. All 3 of us could fit in it. Pretty good. That's everything that comes in the package for the open wheeler. Next up, I'm going to talk about its pros, cons, and then put it on the rev scale, and then you guys can decide whether or not if it's a rig for you.
Tamiya's extensive lineup of radio-controlled vehicles provides hobbyists with the joy of running exact replicas of their favorite car, tank, or off-road vehicle. Another attraction of these vehicles is their use of high-grade materials such as nylon resin, carbon fiber, and polycarbonate. With precise mechanical systems, the maintenance and adjustment of the various components as well as performance upgrading with optional parts allows for truly competitive racing. For more information about Tamiya, visit us at www.tamiyausa.com.
Welcome back to my review of the open wheeler Cockpit, and now it's time to give it some pros and cons and put it on the rev scale. And I'm going to start with the cons, and there's a few and they're pretty minor, but we'll start there. First up, it's only drilled for the Logitech G25 and G27s. The pedal plate flexes under heavy braking, and the angle of the plate is steep and not adjustable, which could be a problem for other brands of pedals. Center post design can make heel and toe action difficult, but it is drilled to shift the pedal plate from side to side if you're a left foot braker or if you like to heel and toe. The rig sits too low to the ground, which makes it hard to get in and out of. And last, there's no keyboard or mouse tray or integrated monitor stand, so it's more of a console system, but can easily be adapted to work with a PC racing rig. Okay, so you've heard our cons, and by the way, these are mine, Tommy's, and Sean's. We all kind of got together and talked about it and what we thought was good or bad about this rig. And like I said, not too many things about this rig were bad, definitely more on the pro side. Starting with comfort. This seat is probably one of the most comfortable seats we've got in all the rigs. Lots of padding here on the butt cushion and in the back cushion, and the seat looks really cool. It has a good seating position, an affordable price tag. The shifter mount is well placed and very solid. It's definitely a sturdy rig, which leads us to another pro. It has very little side-to-side wobble or flex on the wheel deck. The wheel deck is adjustable, powder-coated materials, nice craftsmanship, comes ready to race, and also comes with the hardware for the G25 and G27 mounting. adaptable for different sized people. Gotta love the rubber coated knobs. We like the casters on the front of the rig to allow ease of movement, and they also lock in place to stop it from moving. So there's our pros and cons for this rig, and like I had mentioned, the pros definitely outweigh the cons. You know, getting a rig in this price range that's solid and adjustable is kind of unheard of. You know, a seat alone could go for about 200 bucks. Open Wheeler has one at your door for $625 with a shifter mount for you G25 or G27 owners. Definitely a cool rig, even though I'm not really partial to the center post designs, but I was able to make it work because of the adjustability. If you don't need a keyboard or mouse tray or the monitor mount, this is definitely a good rig for you. You can slide it right underneath a desk, pull it up to a big monitor, you know, whatever could work for you. So that's going to do it for our review, except for the rev scale. And Tommy and Sean and I all talked about it, and we gave it a 9 out of 10 on the rev scale, and definitely deserves it. And if you're interested in checking one out, you can go to openwheeler.co.uk and tell them Inside Sim Racing sent you. And hope you enjoyed our review and you were able to get something out of this and make a decision whether or not this is the rig for you.
Promotional consideration provided by iRacing.com, the ultimate place to race online. The world's finest model manufacturer and leader in RC cars, trucks, and tanks. Go to TamiyaUSA.com.